Hello there, gods and goddesses of, let me say that again, goddesses of your reality. Welcome back, and this is Jenny at Nutritious Lives. Again, I'm at the beach. It's very relaxing. The weather's amazing. My little daughter's in the background. The other one's not yet, but she will be. So that being said, I want to do a video today about problem solving, the ego mind and the subconscious, and how it relates to our desires and what I'm experiencing at the moment in the 3D. And it kind of relates to self-expression also. I have actually come to the beach today with nothing on my face, as in makeup wise, other than my SPF and my fake tan over the top, because I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost without it. But the reason why I'm telling you that is because it's slightly related to today's video. Hi baby. And so what I want to talk to you about is problem solving, the way that the ego mind does it, and then I'll explain to you what's going on in my reality, that my brain's problem solving while I'm here, and how that flows into the manifestation, the process itself. Hello there, gods and goddesses of your reality. I hope you're having an amazing day. Now, this video is quite long and I'm splitting it up into two parts, but however, in part one you don't get the full gist of what the point I'm trying to make, and so I just felt it necessary to inject it here. And it's to do with our perspective. It's to do with the way that we look at other people's lives or a situation, and we are so limited with our perspective, but we believe from our own history and our experiences that is the truth, and it is so limited to taking us away from our own desires and alignment with what we want. So that was the point to the video, is to say we must try to open our minds and look at things from a multitude of perspectives. So yes, anyway, I want to also tell you about my services, because I was on the beach very relaxed and I didn't. So I'm a manifestation coach, I'm a life coach, a mindset coach. I'm qualified as a nutritionist and supplementation advisor, an EFT practitioner, and I'm on hand for all your coaching solutions. So please reach out to me. I hope you enjoy the video and have the most amazing day. So I'll get right into the way that our brain deals with and perceives problems, and how previously I would have dealt with the ego mind. So just to clarify, we've been manifesting from birth. We are manifesting machines in essence. But as I've spoke to you previously, we can either do this in a way where we bring our desires into fruition in a efficient way, in a very positive way, or we can manifest our desires in a negative way, stuff that we don't really want. And obviously, me giving you this knowledge, it's to help you create the life of your dreams, your desires, and hopefully live an abundant, beautiful life, beautiful existence. That's what I want for you, and I want that for myself also. But anyway, let me get on to the topic. So the way that the ego mind does this is our ego. We have our ego mind, and we have our and we have our God state. So I look at it in terms of, I look at the ego being to the left and the God state to the right. It's just the way that my brain works to sort of put it into a way that I understand. So if I do it that way, you've got to look at it how you do. But so we've got the ego mind, and the ego mind always drags us into problems, negativity, as a survival mechanism, which I've explained to you previously. But what I didn't realise before was that when my ego mind would be bringing issues up that it wanted to resolve, and this is what the brain does, it's never against us, it's always for us, and it's bringing things up so we can put it into a box and resolve it. But we don't actually know consciously that that's what's happening. We just feel the feelings and associate things with either negative or positive. So previously, when the ego mind would be bringing up problems for me, I would perpetuate and not know how to solve those problems because I wasn't a conscious creator. I didn't know I didn't know that I had the choices that I had. I didn't know that I had a power to direct my existence to suit me. I just thought, circumstances are what they are, and you're plonked into this world, and you're given what you're given, type thing, right? So now I understand that when the ego mind brings up problems, because that's what it does constantly, that now I know I have a choice of what I do with those problems. So what I mean is, and I want you to, if you can take away anything, maybe frame it in a similar way, and this would help your ego mind to put it into the necessary boxes in your subconscious that you need. So you wouldn't have to keep regurgitating the same issue. We get stuck in these cycles of negative thinking because of this very reason. So I now have framed it when the ego brings up things that it's right. I'll use an example. So obviously I've said to you with regards to nutritious lives where I want to be. But like I've said, the ego mind will bring up where you're not there yet. This is its job and this is what it does full time. But you're not there yet, are you? You're not where you want to be. You haven't necessarily attracted the number of clients that you want. You're not there. So it's a problem. So what we're going to do? What we're going to do? What we're going to do? So it perpetually brings up this scenario, and this is what, and then the thought of, yeah, but you're not there yet, Jen, are you? So where are we going to get there? So where are we going to get there? And the thoughts bring up the feelings. So obviously, feeling like I'm coming from a place of lack, that I'm not exactly where I want to be with regards to my career, as one example, then the feeling is of not a very nice feeling. It's a feeling of uncomfortable, frustration. The list could go on. A bit of rejection, whatever it is. The thoughts propel the feeling, perpetuate the feeling. So then you're in that state where it doesn't feel good, right? That the feelings are not nice, the thoughts are not nice, but that's the ego's job. So the point of this is I want to tell you how we can frame this different and what I'm doing. So now I know we've got the ego and then we've got the God state. Now the God state is the state where I know everything is promised to me. The wish fulfilled means, and living in the end means that I believe, and I wholeheartedly believe, and I know that my desires are going to come to me. I desire it, I say I want it, and now my job is to align with that will bring it, which I've talked about this before. So and that doesn't mean that the ego is not going to throw up these problems, because that's its job. So it always will. But because I understand that I haven't necessarily got to do anything, and I know that it's going to come to me regardless, it kind of puts me in that state of, okay, I trust anyway, so I know it's going to happen. So let's just take our time with this problem. So then I allow myself the space to actually say, right, so this is the ego's throwing up this problem, and and this is, again, I want you to understand, separating your thoughts and your feelings from the I am, from who you really are. And because I get that now, because when the ego is telling me these things, I know I'm not the ego, I'm not that problem. I know that it's just doing its job. So I'm like, okay, the feeling is and the thought is, so that's not making me feel good. So what can I do in this moment? Do I need to take action? And so I look at it like this. So I give myself two options. The options are that I either take action to change it, or I sit in a space where I say, okay, then I don't have to do anything about this at the moment, because I know that my desires are promise. So it will all work itself out, right? So those are the options. And do a diagram, like script it, draw it out, however visually it makes sense to you. And then problem solve once and for all, to say this specific problem that my brain keeps throwing up that's a problem, what am I going to do? So then, and I want to talk to you about my thoughts and feelings around the problem itself, which I'll explain to you and you'll understand. But so I said to myself, right, what can you physically do at this moment? What action can you take at this moment? Now, is it aligned with your desires? So then I said to myself, what can I do? And right away, because I'm so efficient now with asking questions and getting the answers from my brain, my brain came up with doing this video. And I thought, right, okay, that is a solution. That is a solution for this problem. I'm going to talk about it candidly, and I'm going to do a video about it. And so that was a solution. But then I also want to let you know that sometimes that doesn't happen right away. Sometimes your brain doesn't come up with a solution right away. Sometimes it needs that time. So then that is the other option of just saying to yourself, it's all going to work out. I trust and I have faith in everything coming to fruition. My desires, they're promised. I know this for a fact and I believe it. So that calms the mind. And then asking your mind, when the time's right, subconscious, can you bring the answers to me? So then maybe that will give me inspired action to change it further on down the line. Again, it's all self-soothing, right? So the point of it is to give your ego the answer it needs in that moment. And if you consistently tell your brain, it's okay, we haven't got to do anything about this problem, brain, because the answer is that I haven't got to do anything and my subconscious is going to take care of it, and I trust and believe in manifestation, my desires coming to me. Now, if you tell yourself, your brain, I know it sounds weird to have a conversation like this with your brain, but if you tell your brain this, it listens. It puts it into a box where it says, well, I don't need to worry about that anymore. I can let that one go. And when I'm saying that, I'm not saying that then your brain, your ego goes, right, that's it then. All of life's problems resolved. I'm talking about how you can deal with a problem, one problem at a time. So now I'm going to just talk to you about the ego bringing it up and what the issue was for me, just so you can understand, and how this flies into nutritious lives. So, ooh, never gets old. Sorry about that. So, from last night, I came to a conclusion that with regards to social media, again, I'm big on this social media thing at the minute, but I really do want to tackle it because it branches off into so many facets. But anyway, so when I look at my social media again, and you can apply this to anything, like I always say, but I've said why in the 3D am I not reaching a bigger audience? And I know that it's not necessary to chase, because as a manifestation coach, I understand chasing from lack does nothing. So why am I feeling that way? And I really feel that Jen, and Jen has been, and Jen is, and I don't know whether for how long I will be, but I realise that I'm a bit of a walking contradiction. And I'm not going to go into massive detail about why that is, but I think I'm pretty difficult. It seems I'm pretty difficult to work out. Um, I am multifaceted, and I'm not a simple person to work out, and I get that. And I think because I'm such a deep person, I understand, and because I'm very spirited, I understand that I am a big bundle of energy, and it's pretty difficult to figure me out. And I realise, like, when I look at my life compared to most people's lives, or the people that are around me in my vicinity, because the world's a big place. There's like 9 billion people in the world, right? But in my vicinity, I am I mean, I'm unique. Everybody's unique, but I'm a very unique person in the sense that I never do anything that's would be classed as conventional or normal. And so I kind of realised this last night, because the ego mind was saying, "What are you doing wrong, Jen? Like, what do you represent? You represent love. You represent healing. You represent well-being. You represent self-acceptance. You represent unconditional love. This is what I put out, and this is genuinely who I am. But however, it's not equating to me getting the level of clients yet in this 3D right now. But this is why the ego mind keeps throwing it up. Look, you might be in the wish fulfilled, Jen, but in this reality, ego is saying, you haven't got the clients that you want. And so, and as I say, this is what it does. And so I thought to myself, okay, so the ego mind keeps highlighting this to me, and then it worked out perfectly, really. And just to go off on a little bit of a tangent, but then loop it back into what it means now. So I had a comment from someone that I'm not going to sort of like name a name or say anything, but I had a comment last night when I posted just some pics of me and the kids and the ex on holiday, and I posted a picture of me with lipstick on and with my SPF on, and my fake tan over the top, just because it really whitens my face, so I want to be blended in. And I'm not justifying anything by telling you that, but I'm just giving you the facts. But in the day, in the afternoon, I put lipstick on. I've done a video, and I've chose to put lipstick on and come to the beach, and I want to have lipstick on, and that is a choice of mine. Nothing else other than lipstick, SPF, and a bit of fake tan to blend in. And the comment that I got was that I'm sure you don't need makeup. I'm sure without makeup you're beautiful. Hint, hint, so and so. And as I say, I'm not saying this because I want to embarrass the person who made that comment to me. It's to highlight a point, because we only see things from our own limited perspective. We don't have the bird's eye view, and this is what we do as humans, right? So for that person, they must have saw that I had like a whole face of makeup on, or whatever they saw. Again, it's their own limited perspective, and I think initially it made me go, wanting to give the old V signs, like, what the, and because that's just the way I am, in the sense that what's it to do with you type of thing, right? But really, when I break it down, and as I say, it's not to shame anybody else. It's just what we're used to being able to do. We're used to being able to say these throwaway comments and think our perspective is the true perspective. And to highlight to you, there's a plethora of ways to look at these scenarios.